Hello everyone, today we will be building the website you see on my screen from Cargo Collective Thumbnail Index. I'll show you how to recreate the complete website step by step and also how to change some details so you can style it a little bit differently for your project, okay? One important thing before we start, I'm building my code on top of Cargo Collective code, so if in the future Cargo team decides to change something, some of my selectors may not work. That means that customization won't work exactly the same way. I think that the possibility that it happens is pretty low, but well, yeah, it's still not zero. Consider that, especially if you're building projects for your paid clients. Well, in this case, if you know HTML and CSS, you will be able to fix it easily. But if no, well, you can contact me and I'll try to record an update as soon as possible. But of course, I cannot guarantee you that, all right? So, yeah, that's all probably we need to know. And let's start. Now we are on Cargo, and first let me show you some default settings I have before we dig into the code. So this is a page, and I do have some padding here set to 1 at the top and 1.5 all the other sides. And the other settings are not relevant really. You also can adjust your text styles. It's going to be caption, and yeah, you can choose whatever style you want here. Mine is 2.5 rem and the tab variable font. And this is it. Also, we have some small header here, which we're gonna style separately. It's basically body copy, but we're gonna adjust some styles with code here. And as for the columns, we do have 2 columns here, and let me show you where they come from. Each project for my thumbnail index has settings. And for these settings, you can set your tags. They're going to be just separated with comma. You can add more if you want the grid to be different from mine. I'll show you how to do that. But yeah, keep it consistent. Also, I have all my thumbnails preloaded for each project. And that's probably it. For the mobile version, we don't really see any tags because I made them hidden, but I'll show you how to make them visible if you want so. Also, we won't see our images simply because on mobile devices we don't really have any hover. Here we can see them because, well, this is basically not a real mobile device, it's just a simulator. But for real mobile phones, you won't see your images, all right? And this is it. All right, now let's create the new page and start from scratch. Let me set the same settings as before. Also, I need to add my thumbnail index. This is how it looks, and let's change some settings like show title, show tags, and make it 1 column. Okay, so that's what we need, and then let's move to the CodePen where you can copy all the code. Here is the CodePen. You will find the link below the video, and I also made some great hints for you. So the first part you need to grab is only CSS part, and let's copy the whole thing from here and go back to Cargo. And there are 2 places where you can paste it. So the first place is your global styles. Here it is. So you can place it anywhere here, doesn't matter where. This is the right place if you want your styles to be applied to the whole website, not only on this particular page. But this is not what I'm going to do. I'm going to paste them somewhere here. And you see now that it immediately has an effect. So yeah, we will go through these styles a little later. Also, let's copy this gray comment to separate it from Cargo styles, to say custom. Okay. And the next step is to copy your header. Let's go back to the CodePen and copy the HTML part now. Let's go back and paste it now here. So you can edit somewhere before gallery grid, somehow like that. And this is it. You see now that looks exactly how it was before. And now let's go through these styles and try to customize them. All right, now let's go through the details. So let's start with the header. Well, you can change safely your titles here. I think this is the safest place because, well, basically you can start typing like that, but it's very important to keep the structure as it is. And in Cargo, you accidentally can remove some text or just restructure it. So I recommend you to work in a code view. Also, if you need more tag, you can copy the previous one and paste it beneath. This is going to be the next tag. Well, it's not aligned in 3 columns now, but I'll show you how to change it a little bit later, but let's remove it for now, okay? And this is probably all you can do with tags. And now let's move to CSS. There are many things which you can change, and I marked them all with gray comments. So let's get through them one by one. So the first thing is left alignment. Let's make images visible first, and I'll show you how it affects the layout. Also, note that when I hover any title, it's gonna overlap an image. So you can move them even closer to the title. This is gonna look like that, but yeah, this is probably the best size I found, but you can change that, and I'll also show you how to adjust your styles for mobile devices a little bit later. So this is the left alignment, and also if you scroll down, you see that you can change the width of the image. It's now going larger, and basically 35 viewport width means that it's going to take 35% of your screen. And I also have some restriction for images going down too much. So let me show you. If I remove this one, so I made the gray one larger purposely. Actually, let me hide one and show this particular one. So without this restriction, it's gonna go down, and yeah, if you're gonna stop it from happening, you need to add this max height thing. Also, you can make it larger if you want, so it's gonna just actually calculate the percent of your screen, because viewport height is what it is, viewport height. So yeah. Also, you can change your alignment, vertical alignment here. You can change this transport property. Let me go back to opacity 1 and start changing transform. So this is how you move your images vertically. And the last thing about the placement and images is probably this style. Well, now each image kind of contain the box, and if it doesn't fit, it's gonna like get adjusted. But if you want to change that to cover, they're gonna take the whole size. So they're all gonna be aligned, and yeah, but they're gonna be cut if they are smaller than the others. But yeah, I think that contain looks better. It was contain. Yeah, this is how it was before. And this is probably all we can do with images. Let's scroll down and see what else do we have. But first, let me hide images. And then we have a blur filter. This is basically how blurred is going to be other titles when you hover one title, and you can make it smaller, 2 pixels, or we can make it larger, like 20 pixels. Let's put it back to 10. Also, this line is responsible for the fact that when you hover any particular title, it goes up. Well, you can actually play with that too. You can just simply remove this line, but yeah, I'm just recommend you to keep it as it is. Also, what else we can change here? Here is a grid settings. We will talk about it a little bit later. And let's talk about our header first, probably, and then I'll show you how to adjust it for mobile devices. So our header basically these lines of code, and we can change its opacity. I made it a little bit gray with opacity, so now you see that if I change this value, it's gonna change the opacity of our title. But you also can replace it with just simply setting color, and let's say red, and now it's red. And yeah, This is how you can style your header text. And this is a font size and line height. You also can use any RAM values. Well, it's a little bit too large for RAM, but you got the point, right? You also can use viewport width values. This is probably something I'll show you later with mobile adjustments. And let's put pixels back. And the same for the line height. And this is a setting for transforming your text to be all uppercase. And also, let me move it a little bit. So yeah, that's what it does. Now let's work with the grid. So consider this whole structure to be two separate tables. So the first one contains the title column and the tag itself. So this one is a whole one column. And this column contains two more columns, which is basically our text. And if we have more, it's going to be 3. And first, we're going to align the first outer structure. You need to find this piece of CSS, and this is basically the line which controls our grid layout. And well, which column has sort of fractions, which well, let me show you first, maybe it will be easier to explain. So if I set 2 fractions for this column, that means that it's going to be twice larger than the second one. If I say, let's say 4, that means that this second column, which is our tags, is going to be twice larger than the first one. The same as basically setting 1 and 2. I used 1.3 and 2 here, and this is probably it. Also, if you want to change the column of tags, you need to scroll down a little more and find a similar looking structure. This is it. And note that we have, instead of fraction, we have the last column set to auto, which means that it's going to take exactly the space it needs. But if you have more than two columns, that's going to be a little bit problematic. So let's change it to 1 fraction. And let's add 1 more fraction here. So this is going to be our third column. Then let's go to HTML and create one more tag here. So this is our next column. And then let's create, just any test tag. Yeah, this is it. And let's go back to CSS and align it a little bit more. So let's say I want this first column, first text to be larger. So I can say 2. And this is it. This column, to put it back to how it was before, is a little bit problematic, because now if I say auto, it's gonna break the alignment, simply because this column is smaller than this one, and yeah, proportionally it's not how it works. So we basically need to put it back to fraction and align it, the text, to the right corner. Well, probably this is not what I wanted to show this video, because it's already going way too long, but yeah, with CSS you also can do that. Let's put it back how it was before, and also remove unnecessary elements from here and from from the page settings. Okay, so this is how you can work with your columns, but consider that you also have mobile devices. So we adjusted our grids, and let me know in the comments if you want me to record a separate video how to work with these CSS grid structures. But now let's talk about mobile version. So now we have all the other columns hidden except for the first one, and let's go to CSS, scroll down, and find 2 things which is basically made it possible. So this is styles which starts with .mobile, and they're going to be applied on mobile only. So we have first, we restructure our grid to be only 1 column, and also we display none, with like kind of hide all the text. So first, let's disable this part to see how it's going to look now. Well, now you see only 1 column, which is basically our title takes the whole width, and our second column, which is text, gonna take the second row. This is probably not what we want, and let's work with that even more. Let's disable this part like that. Okay, and now we have basically the same structure as on desktop, but it doesn't look good, right? So what you can do about it, you can go to your caption styles, click code, and change your rem to something dynamic, which is like viewport width. It's gonna look pretty much the same as before, but let me show you the difference. So before with rem, let me put it back just to demonstrate. With rem, it was 2.5. When you resize your website, it's going to keep the font size pretty much of the same. But if you make it viewport width, it's gonna actually make it smaller depending on your screen size. So this is how you can probably keep your structure on mobile as well. But well, it's gonna look a little bit small, and you can make this trick. So you can type mobile, then caption selector. Don't forget to close your selectors. And now you can apply some larger size for mobile devices, let's say 4. Or yeah, this is probably is how you can handle your mobile layout, but be careful and always check it live. So just publish your website, resize your browser, and you will see how it finally looks, and find the best values for your particular case. But let me actually put it all back, and probably this is it. So yeah, that's all you need to know, and let me know if you have some more questions or what other tutorials you want to see, and yeah, see you in my next videos.